So the iPhone XR is the best iPhone you can buy mid 2020, and this is going to be if you're looking for the best iPhone value. I have quite a few reasons why I think this is the case, and I'm very happy that Apple did decide to keep this iPhone in the lineup even after the launch of the 2020 SE. Now, if we go over here to the Apple Store, you can see that the price point is around $599, or you can trade and get it for $449, which is a heck of a deal here. Now, so that's the first one, price. Just the price of the iPhone XR is still pretty good. And, that's just Apple's prices. If you look elsewhere, you're going to find this even cheaper than ever before. And for everything you're getting here, it's an even better value than when the iPhone XR just first came out. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, the iPhone 11 is better than that phone, and it's also not much more. Why not just spring for that? Well, that's because you can find this for $200 cheaper in some cases. Now, the second reason is going to be the color option. So this is the Coral edition. I used to have the product red, but I got rid of that one. But if we go over here to Apple Store, I still think the XR has some of the best color options on any phone out there. You have red, yellow, white, coral, black, or blue. And these actually are a little bit more, vibrant colors than the iPhone 11, which are a little bit more toned down. They're not quite as bright. So I do think the color options that come for the XR make it one of the better picks, because you can really personalize it to your own liking here for the XR. Now, next up, besides the smart HDR camera that comes on the SE, besides, this phone including the A13, I think that the XR is the better phone and the better pick than the iPhone SE from 2020. And the reason why is, in most respects, it's just a better phone than this guy over here. And what I mean by that, well, the build quality, it feels a little bit more sturdy. It's just got a thicker piece of aluminum around the edges of this phone. It also does have a better display, mostly because it's larger, not so much because it's sharper. It's not really sharper, but it's a lot larger. So I think for the money, you're getting a lot more of a value in the display. And the next one is that the battery life is so far away better than the iPhone SE. It's not even close. So the SE doesn't even come close to the iPhone XR's battery life. And my health right here has now dipped down to around 96%, but it's still getting easily through a day. And in my recent battery test about a month ago, I think it was 3 weeks or so ago, this phone actually beat the SE quite easily. So yeah, the XR is a fantastic performer in battery life. Next up also is just the phone has more modern operation. So if we go into the App Store, we swipe through, you can see the gestures are here. So that just makes it feel more up to date, more 2020 than the iPhone SE. And now I know a lot of people are going to buy that because of the Touch ID, but at the same time, I'm just explaining reasons why I think that the iPhone XR is one of the best iPhones to buy middle of 2020. It's the cheapest way you're going to get the modern iPhone experience. The Face ID, the gestures, the bigger, iPhone with the notch. It's just the more modern looking iPhone of 2020. This is the cheapest way you're going to get on it right now. The next reason is the iPhone XR does have the A12 Bionic chipset, and that means that it's going to be a beast for years to come. No matter what you're doing, this chip just flies through everything. I don't care if you're editing video. I don't care if you're going through, some gaming, anything. The phone just absolutely flies in the performance. So the A12 Bionic chipset is a key reason why you might want to consider picking up the iPhone XR. Next reason is just having Face ID on board here for the iPhone XR just makes this a nice option. I mean, if you want Face ID, I think it's a good reason why you might want to pick up the XR. Right now, if you don't want to pay, the premium iPhone prices, you can definitely get this with Face ID. And remember, when I'm talking about prices, I'm coming from the US price point perspective. I know a lot of you are not from US, and XR, you're like, what the heck are you talking about, Nick? That phone is not that price. Well, remember location. I'm filming out of the US, so these are the price points I'm discussing in this video. And yeah, so I know that prices fluctuate in different countries, so this might not apply to you, but if you're in the US, a lot of this should apply to you. But if you're not and you have some recommendations for some great phones in this price category, drop them down below. That would be appreciated. Now, the next one is the clean design. The iPhone XR just has a really nice clean design, a single camera, nothing too fancy, just one camera, one flash right there. We do have, Apple logo right here. Apple logo did come down to the middle, and iPhone logo is gone now. So that's a little bit cleaner on the 11, but I think for this price range, you are getting a really nice, clean looking iPhone right here. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too fancy, but still, a luxurious iPhone right here. So that's one of my reasons why I think this is one of the better options out there. Just a very clean, simple, practical iPhone design. Next up is the camera. Now, while the iPhone 11 Pro Max, as well as the iPhone 11 and the SE all have some more updated cameras, the XR is no slouch. And while there is no night mode on the XR, it still produces fantastic results with fantastic video performance that will give you up to 4K 60 on this phone. Now, when it comes to the front camera, I must state that the front camera on the iPhone XR is not quite as good as some of the newer iPhones that are capable up to 4K 60. However, it's better than the one on the iPhone SE, as it can do 1080 60 on the front of this camera. And the next reason why the iPhone XR is the best iPhone value mid 2020 is the battery. This is the most battery life you're gonna get in this price range, beating out things like the 8 Plus even, and I find it to be even better than the XS. So this is a fantastic option for your battery. If you want to get great battery life and you want to do it at the lowest price point possible, you're going to want to go with this XR phone. It's just absolutely annihilating the iPhone SE in pretty much every respect. Standby time is longer, usage time is longer. So XR, huge plus for the battery life, and you'll just see people commenting about how much they've loved the battery life on this phone. I haven't seen really any people saying it sucks there, because it really just doesn't. And number 9 is that you're just getting a better device than your older 6S. You're getting a better device than your 7, your 8, your 8 Plus, and it's often cheaper than the XS, the XS Max, the 11 Pro, the 11 Pro Max, the 11. It's such a good sweet spot of a modern iPhone, and cheaper than most, but also better than most of the old ones. And so my last reason is that unless you absolutely need the wide angle camera and the night mode, which also can be achieved by certain applications on this phone, it also has smart HDR on here, you probably don't need the iPhone 11. This is basically the iPhone 11 without those things, and that makes it an excellent choice still. I am gonna mention one thing before somebody says it. That display is trash. There's so many different phones cheaper with better displays. You are correct. That is a fact. There are better displays on some cheaper phones than this, but this display is not bad. A lot of people think this display is bad, but this display has been a lot better than I initially thought it was going to be. It has really good brightness. The LCD doesn't strain the eyes too much unless you just don't like LCD technology. It has haptic press now. It didn't first launch with that feature, so that's nice. It's even better experience now. The dark mode actually turned out to be better than I thought. Even though it's on LCD, it's pretty useful to use a dark mode at night. It still helps out the eyes even on an LCD. Video, yeah, the notch gets in the way when you pinch in, but I gotta say, the XR's display is a lot better than paper would say. But yeah, I love that the XR is still officially available, because I think it's an excellent value for those of you who don't want the SE and don't want to pay for the iPhone 11 and up. So yeah, the XR is definitely the best iPhone value mid 2020. Let me know your thoughts down below, and don't get it confused. I said the iPhone 11 is my favorite iPhone right now. That definitely I do like a little bit more than this. But I think in terms of a value proposition, this is hitting such a good sweet spot right now. So let me know if you got the XR, if you're planning on getting one. If you already, traded it off and you just want to leave a comment, go ahead and do that down below. And if you're getting one, let us know which color. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well. I got more content coming your way. I will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Nick here, and peace.